Hello and welcome back to Rana. My name is Beast, and I'm back with YoaMae. Do I want to be here? Quite frankly, I fucking don't. This game has been causing me a lot of fucking dread. It's just, really, it's just a case of they really had to force it with a plotline I already don't like, usually, and that add onto that characters that just make the worst fucking decisions. It's just a case of, like, again, I can forgive dumb decisions when it makes sense. However, considering the fact that the MC is literally about to fucking graduate after this year in school, you'd assume him to have at least developed somewhat of a fucking emotional maturity. But no. Like, people say that he's apparently, quite a mature lad, but then he acts like that. And I just sit over here like, no. No person at that age that people view as mature acts like that. Like, him acting out because of the trauma of, like, losing this friend back when they were kids? Sure, fine. But him throwing a temper tantrum over being stood up after she told him a sorry, work is dragging on, I'll try to be there as soon as possible. It's just, like, if she didn't tell him, sorry, I'm gonna be late, then yes, he would have every fucking excuse to complain. But no. Now let me just waste a little bit of time by telling y'all about the new D&D characters I've made, because I've made too many D&D characters as of late. One of them is an extremely fun lad. It is a barbarian monk. Let me introduce you to Zoglo. Zoglo the Loxodon monk barbarian. It always sounds better to say monk barbarian than barbarian monk. I don't know why. Let me just, like, read out the character backstory real quick. Backstory. The path of the perfect pugilist proves plenty painful. Painful for whoever decided it was a good idea to teach Zoglo to fight. Anyway, always quick to jump into fights, a wandering monk who was trained by a dragon monastery decided he would try to teach Zoglo to control himself. It did not work. The training just made things worse. Though it did cause Zoglo to want to fight stronger foes, so he went off to fight them. And the long lessons of the monk did stay in his heart at least a little, so he'd at least help people while seeking powerful opponents. So yeah, the entire playstyle of this fucker is, okay, so I'm going to grab you, and then I'm going to punch you, and then I'm going to keep punching you. Because, I made this character with, like, a homebrew rule. One of my... Oops. Actually, let's still choose one of these. Oh, sick. Hold on. But yeah, basically how this works is that my character has... I'll just generate the character sheet for easy. So my character has unarmed fighting by way of fighting initiate. My character has Form of the Beast because he's Path of the Beast Barbarian, so he can. So when he rages, he gets a bite attack, a claw attack, and a tail attack. The bite attack gives him temporary hit points. The claw attack lets him attack an additional time once. When you attack with once on each of your turns, when you attack with a claw using the attack action, you can make one additional claw attack as part of the same action. So yeah, basically it upgrades that from like if I just attacked once with the claw, it upgrades this now to 2 attacks. When I have extra attack 1 and attack twice, I can attack 1 additional time because of the claw, and if I have extra attack 3, I can do the same again. Now here's the thing. I am multi-classed into Monk. So I get Flurry of Blows. And martial arts as well. So I can make a bonus action unarmed strike as well. And then here's the kicker. I have Tavern Brawler. You may think, wow, these are a lot of like abilities that give you actual damage dice for your melee attacks. Aren't you like overusing a bit? Here's the thing. Unarmed fighting gives me the main damage die, namely a d6. That is, and a d8 if I'm actually not wielding a shield or anything else in my other hand. So now the punches are d8 damage. Then from the Tavern Brawler, I can bonus action grapple someone when I punch them. And the trunk for a Loxodon can be used to grapple. So I still have my d8s. Then from unarmed fighting, every start of my turn when I'm still grappling someone, I can just deal a 1d4 bludgeoning damage to them. Which, yeah, it's not a lot of damage, but that's gonna rack up. And then the claw attack, of course, is gonna give me an additional attack. Which, yeah. A lot of these attacks are gonna be used to shove. So I can first push him down, so he's prone when I grapple him. Which means that all attacks afterwards would have advantage. And I just keep beating him and beating him and beating him and beating him. That is so funny, considering it's a fucking Loxodon. And the funnier thing is the fact that just you wait until... Because this is a build for level 8 already. It's a 4 level into Barbarian, 4 level into Monk. Now wait until level 9 when I can get a level 5 Barbarian and he gets an additional 10 feet of movement. He get bonus action sprint because of Step of the Wind. I can sprint with a normal action. So this is an elephant that can traverse 150 feet in 6 seconds. So yeah. Anyways, I continue raining for 2 days and I've already wasted enough time. Town quenches its thirst after the long absence of rain and strong sunlight glitters on the puddles. Are you ready, Feena?
いつでも出られるわ。
Feena has a stiff expression.
いってらっしゃい。みやちゃんと美味しい晩ご飯作っておくからね。 姫様、ご分を。
Told everyone about Fina's new return date a few days ago. Everyone was sad about the sudden change in plans. It's clear that Fina's stay was shortened because of our relationship, but none of them blamed us. To thank Nathan especially for that. Wouldn't end with her just losing a job if things didn't work out. But she's still supporting me without mentioning a word of it. Give her a nod filled with gratitude. Nathan nods back with a kind expression. We're off! The Yumihari River is high with a strong current today due to the recent weather. The wet asphalt glistens. We walked here in complete silence. Also, I only talked about Zoglo. I just realized. Oh well, may as well speed run some of them by just mentioning the characters. Why isn't that in the file? Hold on. What the fuck? Does it not save in here? The fuck? Wait. Okay, it's apparently in users documents. I've also made the Order of Scribes Wizard Melek culture, a winged tiefling who has never experienced even a single shred of discrimination in his life. He just is too eager about learning about new cultures to sit still for a fucking second. If Mans wanted to, he could still live a happy life back where he grew up. But nah, this man, like the second he was like old enough to viably leave home, he's like, okay, I'm going. And he can't stop me. New cultures await me. Then there's Zarok, the undead sellsword who has his weapons sheathed in his body. Like when he draws his weapon, he's just like. Then Frathelder, which is a wizard, a blade singer wizard, and I'm gonna stop talking now before people leave the video. Listen, I have reason for wanting to fucking waste time here. Oh, I probably should mention that the co-host session with Scott isn't happening. Apparently something happened on his side, and it has left him in about as foul a mood as humanly possible. And I don't want to force him into fucking recording when he's not feeling in such high spirits. Reminds me, fuck, I don't think I actually ever uploaded the video. The warning video that no video is coming hasn't actually been uploaded yet. Fuck. I don't think it even has been rendered. Shit. That's not good. Or has it been rendered? No, it hasn't been rendered. I still need to render it as well. Motherfucker, I'm terrible. We walked here in complete silence. Feena stares straight ahead as she walks. I didn't sense any hesitation from her footsteps. She isn't shying away even now. It also brings me courage, being beside her. I don't feel the need to talk about anything. I have a feeling it'll dampen our spirits if I open my mouth. Besides, there's no need for strategy in a head-on battle. I grasp Feena's hand tightly. She squeezes back. I want to feel this warmth forever. I'll never ever be able to accept parting from Feena. These are my honest desires. It's not out of pretension. It's simply my wish. That's what moves me right now. As long as we can persuade Karen, whether it's out of instinct or reason. We pass the Lunarian residential quarter and find ourselves at the embassy. Feena stops me there. She stares at me.
達也は達也のために戦って。私も私のために戦うわ。
Okay, he says before he turns around and cold clocks one of the guards in the face. What? Tatsuya, what the fuck? You said I was supposed to fight. Feena says that as if she sees through my thoughts. Now, I nod slowly. Feena smiles faintly and lets go of my hand. Feena quickly turns her back on me and faces the gate. So her hair dances gracefully. The big gate slowly opens. Feena slips through it without a moment's hesitation. Wind stirs through the trees on both sides of the road as if welcoming her back. An old-fashioned building appears before my eyes as we slip past a symmetric Western-style garden. There aren't any buildings left on Earth with this kind of architecture. Really? It's on a level where only minor traces of it could be seen in historic records. Someone's bowing deeply in front of a large doorway. It's Karen.
わざわざお運びいただきありがとうございます。
Calls out to us as we approach.
出迎えはいらないと言ったはずでしょ。恐れ入ります。さあ、奥へ。達也さんもお入りください。
Karen used a different honorific to refer to me. Maybe she decided to change the way she refers to me because of what we're going to do today. We progress as told. What has she been referring to him as before? Before it was just Kun. Okay. Progress is told.
おかけください。
We'll sit down on the front sofa. Karen turns towards us with her back straight. Maid appears and places some scarlet tea on top of the table.
ありがとう。あなたは下がって構いません。
Both the cups and saucers have the Earthlight crest engraved on them. It's not for displaying their authority though. It's only included in the design. It brings the cup to her mouth. Not in the mood for drinking tea, but I do the same.
ご留学の期間が短くなってしまいましたこと、深くお詫び申し上げます。
Karen bows.
仕方のないことです。原因は私たちにあるのですから。
Karen nods slightly.
本当は即時帰還を求められたのではないの？おっしゃる通りです。
Which means it was only shortened by half a month thanks to Karen's efforts.
礼を言います。恐れ多いことです。
Karen bows again.
時に、本日はどのようなご用件で？
She looks from one of us to the other. Finally reached the main issue. I planted my feet firmly in the floor in order to keep calm. Come here because we want your approval for our relationship. I say it plainly. Feena also nods in silence.
私にどうしろとおっしゃるのですか？
Karen says that without changing her
以
expression.
前、私の伴侶については、父様から一任されていると言っていたわね。カレンから父様に達也を推挙してほしいの。
Please. I bow my head, touching the table. There's no response for a while. Come uneasy and meet Karen's eyes directly as I lift my head.
確かに、フィーナ様の婿様については一任されております。
Whoops. Not what I wanted to do there. I actually almost fucking chucked the glass in the corner.
しかし、達也さんがお相手としてふさわしくないことはすでに申し上げたかと思いますが、そこを押して。
Feena bows without hesitation.
そのようなことをされても困ります。
Still, Karen's expression does not falter.
フィーナ様はなぜ達也さんをお相手として選ばれたのですか？
How will Feena respond? Because she loves me? Because she thinks I'm a suitable partner? It's all that comes to mind.
達也がそばにいなくては私が困るからです。
Karen's expression shifts slightly, but her face quickly returns to its previous stillness.
フィーナ様はこうおっしゃっていますが、達也さんはどうですか？
Karen's pressing me for my opinion. Sweat rolls down my back. I don't want to part from Feena. I respond with the truth.
そうですか。
Karen continues on with indifference to our responses. I have no idea if they had a positive or negative effect.
さて、フィーナ様、仮に婚姻が決まれば、是非をめぐって国内が割れることは必至です。地球に対する感情も悪化するでしょう。それをどうお考えですか？
Feena drops her gaze just once in order to choose her words carefully.
姫として知るの足りない行為だと思うわ。でも達也と離れることはできない。
事の重大さをご理解いただけていないのですか？
理解しているわ。でも彼ならうまく収めてくれると思っています。
Feena just calmly said something outrageous. Yet for some reason I feel like Karen's expression has softened a little.
達也さんにお伺いします。
Yes.
今回の件でさやかは多大な損害を受けるでしょう。免職になるだけでは済まない可能性があります。この点についてはどう思いますか？
Don't be thrown by the things others may say. That's what Nesan had said. Sorry for Nesan, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't want to leave Feena.
家族を見捨てるつもりですか？
Karen narrows her eyes. So my answer doesn't change. I don't want to put my family's feelings to waste. Karen turns to
フィ
Feena.
ーナ様、留学中お世話になった恩をあだで返すことになるかもしれないことについてはどうお考えですか？
申し訳ないと思っていますが、譲れないものです。
Feena stares back at Karen as she says that. Pardon me. Karen exchanges looks with Feena's intense gaze without hesitation and grips her hands in front of her body.
フィーナ様のお相手を選ぶということは将来の国王候補を選ぶことでもあります。それはご理解いただけていますか？
分かっているわ。
達也さんも？
Yes.
だからこそ達也を選んだのです。
達也さんが国王としてふさわしいと？
そうです。私と共に月を良い方向へ導いていけると思っているわ。
Feena's stare intensifies. That doesn't change Karen's expression.
達也さんはどうです？国王として国を引っ張っていく自信はありますか？
Honest to God, saying yes would probably be the wrong option here. Honest to God, just say like, no. As I am right now, not fucking all. But you better damn well fucking believe. Of course, not in the language that I'm using. Like, he's just like, no, like, yes, you damn well fucking believe, brother, sister. Don't talk like that. Obviously. It's like, I may not be in my current state, but by the time the crown will be put on my head, I will have done everything in my power to be fit for it, or something like that.
Karen、そのような質問は意味がないでしょ。
Feena becomes a little
私
flustered.
は意味があると思っています。
She drives away Feena with that one sentence.
どうです？達也さん。
I lost for words. I'm not confident. I have no idea what kind of work the king does. What will happen if I reply that I'm not confident? Wait a second. Being at a loss for word means that I've already told her I don't have the confidence. There's no point in hesitating any more than this. No, I'm not. That's honestly.
ならばこの話はなかったことにした方が良いのではないですか。
自信満々な人よりはよっぽど信頼できるわ。
And I'll study with all my efforts. Karan reaches for her tea in silence.
達也さん、自分が国王になったつもりで答えてください。国の利益と自分の好みが反対だった場合、どちらを優先させますか？
I've heard this question many times. The good of the kingdom. I reply without hesitation.
意外ですね。お二人はそのように行動されていないというのに。
Right now, we're placing priority on our own interests over the good of the kingdom.
言い訳は聞きません。
She denies me
では
outright.
もう一つ質問です。隣国との停戦会議があるとします。その会場へ向かう途中、目の前で家族が事故に遭いました。今すぐ医者へ見せないと危険な状態です。しかし医者に行くと会議に遅刻してしまいます。達也さんならどうしますか？
What the fuck is he supposed to do then, anyways? Just grab your phone, call, check where you are, and tell them, hey, this and this place. There was an accident. Get here immediately. We need the help. Or something along those lines. She's clearly testing me. Use my eyes and imagine the situation. Think of many actions, such as calling the doctor on my cell phone or begging a person passing by. However, that's not the essence of this question. One of my family members, for instance, collapsed in front of me with blood everywhere. There's no way I could neglect them. Take them to the hospital.
戦争を止めることより家族が大切なのですか？
I believe people who don't save their family will one day start another war.
ほう。しかし先ほどとは答えの趣旨が変わったようですね。
The question from earlier is different from the situation now. I don't consciously get heated up.
話を具体的にしただけです。初めの質問を受けたとき、具体例を想像されなかったのですか？
Karan says this with indifference. It's just as Karan says. When I took her first question, I responded that this is the way it should be. Actually, I didn't imagine myself being placed in that situation.
カレン、達也を言いまかすために質問をしているの？
Feena raises her voice.
私は心構えを聞いているだけです。
Karan sounds detached when she speaks. I haven't the slightest idea what she's really thinking. I don't mind, keep going.
今度は自分が一般市民だという想定で答えてください。
As to say, I have to answer realistically.
あなたの国を治める王は家族の命を優先したため停戦会議に遅刻しました。結果として戦争は続けられ、たくさんの兵士が犠牲になりました。その中には達也さんの家族も含まれています。あなたはその王を許せますか？
Can't speak.
許せますか？
The only thing I can do is honestly. I couldn't. I can barely manage to speak.
最後の質問です。達也さんは自分に国王が務まると思いますか？
卑怯だわ。
Feena stands up vigorously. Teacup on the table make a clinging
何が
sound.
卑怯だとおっしゃるのです
Clinking
か？
sound. The composed gaze doesn't
決まっ
change.
た答えのない質問ばかりして、達也がどう答えてもやり込めるつもりだったのでしょ？
おかけください。国を導いていかれる方がこの程度で逆上されては困ります。
カレン、
Feena, it's alright.
しかし達也、このままでは。
I'm only answering with the way I feel.
でも
Feena casts her eyes downward. This may be my own assumption, but I think you would reply the same way if you were asked these questions, Feena.
そうね。私も同じ答えだったと思うわ。
And it's fine. If there's no clear answer to the questions, then it's best to be honest. Pull Fina's hand and urge her to sit back down. So with no objection.
もう一度質問します。自分に国王が務まると思いますか？
Still don't understand the difficult things. As long as I can be a king that can protect the ones I hold dear, then it's good enough. I do. At the very least, I'll create a kingdom that Feena can live happily in. Colin's eyebrows twitch. Feena smiles with her whole face. Colin gulps down the remainder of her tea and closes her eyes. Tense silence flows by. Colin rubs her eyes after a short while.
達也さんには試験を貸したいと思います。
試験？
That's unexpected. Does this mean she's giving me a chance? It also looks like Colin was surprised.
その結果を見て、今後のことは検討させていただきます。
What kind of test am I taking? I ask her enthusiastically.
剣術で手合わせをしていただきます。
Fencing. I know nothing about using a sword. Never even touched a bamboo kendo sword. I'd never be a match for Karin. A match with an expert like Karin is...
早とちりされては困ります。達也さんのお相手をするのは私ではありません。
Who is it then? Guys in black suits?
フィーナ様です。
バカな。
Feena stiffens up completely. No, mine's completely
期日
blank.
は1週間後、夜8時。場所は前日までにお知らせします。獲物は市内で結構です。
ふざけないで。
Feena yells out. Her dark green eyes flare up in fury. The atmosphere around her crackles.
1週間で何ができるというの？
Colin stares at Feena, raging on with calm eyes.
ご自身でお考えください。市内は明日の午前中までに朝霧家へお届けします。
Colin gets up from the sofa. He can only look up in disbelief.
それでは私は仕事がありますので。
カレン！
私は一度口にしたことはそう簡単に変更しません。万難を排して臨んでください。
待ちなさい！
Strong light dwells in Colin's eyes for an instant. The atmosphere stabs Feena like a mounted insect.
私は部屋を外しますのでご自由にお帰りください。失礼します。
Feena sits down on the sofa like a puppet with her strings cut. I lean back against the sofa. Sticky sensation spreads all around my back. Feena staring at the floor with a dazed look. A fencing match of all things. Gaze vacantly at the ceiling. Thought I had a chance when I heard the word test, but Feena has the skills to win one match out of 10 against Karin, an expert at fencing. I'm a complete amateur. I don't even know how to grip a sword. It's bold of you to assume the past condition for this fencing match is to win. She just said the test would be a fencing match. However, turns out, like, for example, like, the test to, like, rank up the fucking, or like a test against, like, a higher grade, or like a teacher. You're not fucking winning that. He's gauging your fucking abilities. And then after gauging your abilities, he can say, okay, you're good enough to move up a rank. You know, or see the outcome of the match. Can't win without an extraordinary stroke of luck. Still work with this. No choice but to practice with all I've got for a week. But as for Feena, she'll have to end our relationship with her own hands. It's 10 a.m. Just as Cotton said, the bamboo swords were delivered today by express package. There are 2 clothed swords on the table. I open mine and try to grip it. I do I raise it with my right hand? You fucking tool. You take it with both hands. Specifically, I think right hand forward. That's the kind of level I'm at.
達也さん
Yeah, it looks like she might cry at any moment. What's the matter?
姫様がいくらお呼びしても起きていらっしゃらないのです
I see. Vita hasn't uttered one word after we left the embassy yesterday. She only stared at her feet with a gloomy look. She came here to study abroad. Feena has almost never shown negative emotions in front of anyone but me. Because she knows that her own words and actions carry a weight. No matter how difficult a time she may have, she maintains a calm expression. It's every responsibility she has, if she was given it as the princess. Now Feena isn't speaking to anyone.
先日の夕食も今朝の朝食も召し上がっておりません私どうしたらよいのか
Tears well up in Mia's large eyes. She'll be fine, I'll do something about it. Pet Mia's head.
はいお願いしますどうか姫様を
Leave it to me. Say that as cheerfully as I can. Mia nods while wiping the corner of her eyes with a handkerchief. Relax and head back to work, Mia. That way you'll give Feena a surprise once she comes out.
はい
Mia tries her best to smile and goes back to work. Sit down on the sofa and grip the sword again. Actually, I have no idea how to help Feena. I was just pretending to be cheerful to begin with. Fighting against Feena with only a week's worth of fencing practice would be impossible. An expert like Cotton knows that. Does she not want to improve our relationship that much? Is she intent on punishing? Is she intent to punish Feena by forcing her to end it herself? I think, but I can't draw a conclusion. The time to practice is increasing by the moment. My chance of victory will really become 0%. If I practice for a week, then my probability of winning might become 1%. Besides, if I don't practice with everything I've got, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. I decide to fight against everything. So it's obvious what I must do. Hold the 2 swords and get up. There's no response. I sense a faint presence of someone moving inside. She's awake. I tried to turn the doorknob. It's locked. Please hear me out, Feena. Face the door and call out to her. I'm not giving up. I'll practice until the very end because I want to be with you forever. Before there's no response. Honest to God, this is probably supposed to be a case of gauging how much he can grow and how much effort he is willing to put in for this. Even if it's just a short time like that. Because she knows that he's literally never touched a sword before. So she knows that he is at fucking level 0 when it comes to swordsmanship. Same as when it comes to kingship. And how to govern. So, if she can see a significant growth in his ability, in his swordsmanship, despite the 1 week training period, she is likely to be like, okay, he is clearly determined. And he is willing to put in the work to grow. Because Kana doesn't seem like the kind of person to be a bitch and like, okay, you fucking end your relationship yourself because that's the test now, fuck you. Before there's no response, I'll regret it for the rest of my life if I give up now. I've decided to fight. I'll leave it at that and leave for the garden. I'm standing outside Feena's room. She might come out and coach me if I keep practicing here. That's what I'm hoping. The Italians watch me with eyes filled with expectations as I step out into the garden. Sorry I don't have time to play with you girls. That was some warm exercise to begin with. Familiar with physical exercises when it comes to fencing, so I'll just do what we do in PE. Continue holding onto the sword. Get used to it. Try and recall the few times I saw the kendo club practice at school. They stand directly facing their opponent. Swish. The sword cuts through the air. My body moves along with it, so I nearly lose my balance. The dogs are laughing. Just you wait. I practice swinging 2 or 3 more times, so my body suddenly, like the kendo club members, takes a surprising amount of physical strength. There's no way I can have a match if I can't even swing the sword the way I want to. So I had to spend today practicing my swings. Take a short break after 30 minutes. Sit down by the stairs in front of the entrance. Sweat's pouring all over my body.
お兄ちゃん、麦茶持ってきたよ。
Oh, thanks. Ma sits down beside me and places a tray with barley tea between us. That's good stuff.
今の顔なら麦茶の CM に出られるよ。もっと飲むでしょ？
Sure. My smiles and pours more barley tea into my glass.
どう？剣道は。
It's quite hard since I'm just starting. Feels like I'm using muscles that I don't normally use. Well, yeah, no shit. My back feels kinda heavier.
振り上げるときに背筋を使うんだね、きっと。
So it seems. Bring the barley tea to my mouth. Ma drops her gaze. Looks like she has something that she wants to ask me.
フィーナさんって強いんでしょ？
Yeah.
教えてくれないの？フィーナさんに教えてもらった方が早く強くなれるんじゃない？
Yeah, but...
だったらフィーナさんに言って。
I grab Mai's arm as she tries to get up. You leave her alone, please.
でも...
Mai.
わかった。
Mai reluctantly sits down. Besides, she won't be able to stand if she sees my clumsy movement. Then she'll come out.
そうだ、もうすぐお昼だから。
Yeah.
できたら呼ぶね。
Alright, we'll keep at it for a while longer.
じゃあね。
Mai plays the glass and pitcher on the tray and goes inside the house. Right. I get up and hold the sword again. I keep swimming right up to my shift, and I can feel fatigue piling up through my body. I'm having a hard time lifting up the chairs and cleaning too.
ずっとそんな調子だけど、どうしたの？
While I was practicing my swings.
何の？野球？テニス？
Kendo.
なんでまた剣道？
I give her a brief explanation.
でも女の子相手なら勝ったようなものじゃない。やったね、次期国王。
No, Feena is better at it than me.
え？
Feena's been practicing fencing for a long time. That's why I have a 99% chance of losing.
何よそれ。そんなの試験って言わないでしょ？
Natsuki yells in a loud voice.
フィーナがかわいそうすぎるわ。自分で自分の夢を終わらせなくちゃならないなんて。
She has a sorrowful look as if it were her own problem.
わざと負けるとかできないのかな？
I don't think Feena is someone who'd do that. Besides, I wouldn't be happy for one like that.
負けたら全部終わりなんでしょ？なりふり構ってられないじゃない。
Karin is even stronger than Feena is. I'm sure she could see through that.
じゃあ
Sounds like she's already on the verge of tears. I have no choice but to practice. Say that clearly.
フィーナはどうしてるの？
She won't come out of her room.
そう。
That's why I keep practicing my swings. I want to let her know that I'm not giving up.
達也。
Natsuki's eyes are moist. It's just like Natsuki to have a strong sense of sympathy. But honestly, I'm also about to clear out. I could only continue practicing after telling myself over and over this morning that I wouldn't give up. Well, everyone will be here soon.
ええ。
Natsuki wipes her tears in a hurry. Feena isn't there. Put everything into my swinging practice after work ends. There's a numbing pain throughout my body. Thought my muscles were better than average thanks to my job, but they're turning out to be no use whatsoever. Damn it. Jump out of bed. Joints creak from that, too. The pale moonlight flows into my room. I have my head buried in my pillow, alone by myself. I feel like lifting it up. Probably because I'm sobbing. So I push my face into my pillow. Cover myself with a blanket. Vision goes completely black. Like everything's fallen apart. I'm not doing the sobbing sounds. Why does the test have to be like this? Why do I have to go up against Feena? You may be curious. You may be wondering, hey, you just earlier talked about emotional maturity. Why aren't you complaining now? It's not a fucking shame to cry. Right, frankly, just letting it all out in situations like these can easily help you, like, cleanse your mental state. It's called catharsis. Catharsis can be let out the negative and positive emotion, but also let out the negative emotions. Just let it all out. Try to keep it all in. Won't fucking end well. So yes, I'm not complaining about his emotional maturity right now because letting himself cry when he's alone is actually a form of emotional maturity in a way. Also, I don't exactly get to talk when I recently, before the trial work, stress cried at night. Like, you know that when you just, like, start the stress building so much that you just, like, kind of sit there for a while, just like, cry. That's what happened. Like, it was, like, fucking 5 or 6 a.m. I couldn't fucking sleep for a wink. I finally fell asleep at, like, fucking 8. Funny thing about that was that I was sitting there on my bed doing the stress crying, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to pee." So I just basically sat there like, "Okay, cease." Okay, I stopped crying. Time to go to the toilet. And I sat on the toilet and like, okay, now just do your business. Don't start crying. Do your business. Don't start crying. And then I did, and then I fucking left. Wouldn't be the first time I cried on the toilet. I think I talked about this before, how my French teacher had given me a fucking mental breakdown once. Well, that day, I also found out about that other girlfriend of mine that was using me as an antidepressant, and it turns out that she was going out with another girl the entire time, and was basically just using me as antidepressants. And I literally found out about that on the fucking same day. And yeah, I found out about that while I was taking a shit. So that was awkward. Better thank the fucking alcohol for me talking about this shit, because I probably wouldn't talk about this otherwise. I'd rather go up against Karen if she wants to demolish our relationship that much. She'd be able to settle this in an instant if it was her. But why must Feena shoulder this pain? The sound scraping against my throat gets louder. Bite down hard on my lips. It just hurts. Hurts so much. So much. It's like all the pain from my body went into my heart. The more I try to hold back my tears, the more my pain increases. Like a balloon bursting from too much air, I cry. I run away. I green Feena and run away somewhere far into the distance. That isn't gonna happen, because both Feena and I chose not to run. I said myself that I decided to fight. Feena accepted it, and she said she'd fight too if it's with me. And this can only end with me dying in battle or winning. I'll take action again tomorrow. Swing the sword for my own sake, so that I will raise my winning percentage slightly. So I won't have any regrets. I'll swing my sword. That's why I'm crying right now. I'm crying for tomorrow's sake. Exactly. He's showing some emotional maturity there. It's okay to let it out. If someone blames you for crying when you're feeling like it's about to burst, fucking slap them, because clearly these people do not fucking deserve the right to speak. Swish. Swish. All the muscles of my body hurt. A dull pain runs through me every time I swing. The sun falls almost directly on me. It's light and tense. The sweat gushing from my head and face drifts into the air every time I swing the sword. As it falls to the ground, I take up a stance once more and swing downward again. That means hard. Time has passed. Suddenly I feel someone's gaze. Look around immediately, but there isn't anybody there. It's Feena peeking at me. I turn my gaze to the front and grip the sword. Practice swinging after lunch. Let's practice swinging after I get back from work. The blisters that appeared on my hands have popped, but I quickly bandage them and keep swinging. Everyone came to see how I was doing at every opportunity. I was got on towels and barley tea thanks to them. I haven't seen Feena today either. The curtain to her room is shut tightly and I'm unable to peek inside. She doesn't seem to be eating either. What's going on with her? Could you show up faster? I have to think about these things while swinging the sword. Sharp pain runs through my back. I get down on my knees and clap myself with my hands behind my back. Pain is in the upper portion of my back around my shoulder blades. Ow, 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 I can't do this. The pain recedes little by little as I tap it. Seems it's not just my muscles that hurt.
そこが痛くなるのは上半身が緊張しているからよ。
Look at Feena's room, and there she is standing there with her window half open.
本来なら腰が痛くなるはずだわ。
She has the same crisp tone as ever. Feena. Feena averts her eyes out of
そ
embarrassment.
ちらへ行くから少し待って。
She shuts the window.
フィーナさん、びっくりした。姫様、お体は大丈夫ですか？晩ご飯ありますけど、どうします？
I can hear their lively voices from the house.
待たせたわね。
Feena steps out from the doorway. You can tell she's a little worn out with one glance. You're a popular one.
皮肉を言わないで。
Feena blushes. Looks like you haven't eaten yet. Will it be okay?
大丈夫よ。心配をかけてごめんなさい。
Feena brushes it off without hesitation. Doesn't look like Feena wants to touch on these past 2 days either. And I won't force it out of her. Painfully understand what kind of suffering she's going through.
姿勢の話だったわね。
Yeah, my back hurts for some reason.
構えてみて。
Take a stance with my sword.
達也は上半身に力が入っているの。胸を張って背中を反らしているでしょ。
Alright, look at my body. It's just as she says.
腰を反らして上半身には力を入れない。やってみて。
I bend at the waist and loosen the upper half. Change her posture while repeating Feena's words inside my head.
そう、その姿勢よ。上半身に力が入っていては俊敏な動きができないわ。
See, it feels light around my shoulders.
素振りをしてみて。いいわ、その調子。
Feena's holding the other sword. Thank goodness, she seems eager to practice now.
腰、
She pokes at me with her sword. Sorry!
振って。
Feena stands in front of me as I swing the sword.
素振りをしながら前へ進んで。これ以上進んだら当たる。というところで止まって。
I advanced little by little. I'm nervous about hitting her, so I don't really want to move quick.
どうしたの？まだまだ当たらないわよ。当たりそうになったら避けるから心配しないでちょうだい。
Right. Step out further and swing my sword. It's gonna hit her. Or so I thought, but Feena doesn't budge an inch. The sword passes a few centimeters in front of her.
はい、ストップ。ここから内側が達也の間合いよ。覚えておいて。
Sure. It instructs me properly. It's not that I doubt Feena's skills, but I'm kind of surprised.
さあ、打ち込んできて。
Feena readies her sword. Movements are as natural as picking up chopsticks at the dinner table. At the dining table. I believe she's using the same stance as I, but with her there's a sense of stability. Most importantly, she has intensity.
遠慮はしないで。
If there's one thing I have is fucking intensity, because my because what I don't have in any kind of like bodily ability, I sure make up for in Rampage, I guess. Rampage, I guess, yeah. I so hope the other routes are better, honestly. Because right now, she's a fucking rock bottom for me. I'm gonna be right back. I need to take a piss real quick. I have returned. Here I go! Advance forth steadily, step by step, swinging my sword. Feena fends off my sword while retreating step by step. No matter how much of strength I put into swing, Feena stays composed. She guards against the sword like she's shaking off a flying insect. Would I be able to win against Feena like this? No, I have to win somehow. Otherwise my relationship with Feena will be over. That's
it!
Feena forces me back. I saw a flash of a CG there. Hold on. I saw a short flash of a CG there.
That's it!
Feena forces me back. The upward force coming from below easily lifts me up and tips me over.
練習中に余計なことは考えないで。怪我をするわよ。
Damn it! Get up and strike at her boldly. I strike. She knocks me over. I strike. She knocks me over. Feeling invigorated, we scuffle over and over. Feena bats away at my sword. I feel this odd sensation of our hearts becoming one. Put even more strength into my arms and strike at her over and over. I'm covered in dust by the time practice ends. Take a bath and now I'm drinking tea in the living room. Feena was sweating just earlier, sitting on the sofa. Thanks for today.
いいのよ、礼なんて。
There's a shadow over Feena's face, one that wasn't there during practice. Sit down next to her. The sound of the clock ticking drifts through the living room. The time we were given is decreasing in front of us every second. Feena draws near to me. The soft sensation. Does she keep the strength to fight me in her body?
肘、すりむいているわ。
White finger touches my skin. As she touches, tingles and becomes hot. With a hopeless feeling of agony, I wrap my arms around Feena's shoulder and hug her tightly.
立つよ。
Feena seems small and fragile within my arms. Feena, I don't want to let you go.
私も。
I hug Feena even tighter. We wouldn't have to be separate if our bodies were connected as one like this. Lose my embrace just a little to let our lips meet. Light lips and faint breathing are irresistibly sweet. I give her lips my undivided attention, as if it were a secret medicine that can surmount all difficulties. Feena forcefully pushes my chest away with her hands. Shoulders heave up and down. Sorry, did that without warning you.
謝らないで。嫌ではないわ。でも、これ以上続けられたら、練習時間が。
Feena lowers her gaze. That'll be that. She doesn't apologize either. Embrace Feena once more. Her body's hotter than before. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was like a flame that burned red, like a charcoal fire.
私、どうしたらいいのかしら。
She mutters that feebly against my chest. You're talking about the match? Feena nods silently. She is unable to lose to me. Wonder if a stronger with that realization awakened inside her when we crossed swords today. I definitely saw her high chances of winning every time I struck her. That's how far our abilities are apart. Or Feena's destroying our relationship every time she swings her sword down. What a cruel trap. I want her to not really try, though. There's one thing I can say for certain. I want her to go all out if I'm gonna lose anyway. It's not that I'm thinking pessimistically. If Feena tries to cut corners, then I'm sure I won't be able to continue to love her. Feena is always sincere and tries her hardest. She's the kind of girl I fell in love with. Even if Feena returns to the moon, I'll keep loving her. I want Feena to remain honest to herself up until the last moment. Besides, there's a fight that we started. No matter what the outcome is, I want to give up until the end. Come at me for real. I won't be able to love you if you don't really try.
Tatsuya.
Then we decide to fight. But let's fight until the bitter end will all we have. Feena separates from me and stares into my eyes. Her eyes are filled with a sorrowful resolve. She bites her lips painfully, and tears well up in her corner of her eyes.
わかったわ。
Thank you. It's a promise. Suddenly he just goes like, ah yes, with my weakest I will defeat your strongest. And in the corner, Iki just stands there wiping away a single tear. I'm so proud of this boy. While Stella's just like standing next to him like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm still mad about how the fucking Cavalry of a Failed Knight anime got cut short, as well as the manga, while the fucking Asterisk anime got a second fucking season, even though it is like 10 fucking times worse. Like, I know Cavalry of a Failed Knight isn't like a fucking masterpiece, but it's like it's like a good mid show. I guess you could say it's like a. I say it. It's a good baseline average show. It's like perfectly average. It's perfectly average. It's something you can just watch because you fucking feel like it. And the opening fucking slaps. Identity is amazing. I will fucking keep saying that. And the opening has some fucking style to it. And the animation is also really fucking good. Like, they fucking put in some work with the animation on this show. And then there's Asterisk, which just feels like a lot of people compared Asterisk and Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Asterisk is like Chivalry of a Failed Knight if it was like great sci-fi shonen trash. Not even shonen, it's seinen, I think it is, technically. I don't fucking know how shonen is seinen. What specifically is the difference right now? But yeah, it's like that kind of trash. Like, yes, MC has mysterious powers that he is sealed and you can awaken them, and it's like such baseline. While the MC in Chivalry is a case of, okay, so I literally have barely any fucking magic power. So I'm gonna just like brute force training until I can fucking do something with it. The MC in Cavalry never had, like, an actual talent. Like, it's never like, yes, mysterious power. He had a talent for swordsmanship, yes. But he refined that talent, and that's something admirable. While MC in Asterisk is just kind of like, yes, I'm just kind of busted because the anime's rules demand it. Fuck you. I'm actually curious what came out first. Hold on. The Asterisk War came out. How about the novels? Yeah, Asterisk is seinen. Japanese light novel series written by Yu Miyazaki and and illustrated by Okiura Media Factory. Has published 10 volumes since September 25th, 2012, under their MF Bunko J imprint. So it started September 25th, 2012. Okay. What about Cavalry of a Failed Knight? Chivalry of a Failed Knight. It is Rakutekishi no Cavalry, but the English title is Chivalry. Still fucking confusing. So this one started in... Oh, it's actually... Oh, wait. No, light novel is July 2013. Okay, so did it actually come after? Oh, well. So I will now officially say that, okay, like, maybe it kind of, like, looked some stuff off of it. Like, I'm not unfair. Okay, maybe the author... I don't know if the author did. But I would personally not be surprised if I heard the author read Asterisk and was like, I can do that, but better. Even if it is just kind of averagely better. But again, I just have like fucking respect for I just like Chivalry of a Failed Knight way more. Partially because one of the things about Chivalry of a Failed Knight was that, like, the final fight in the anime already was fucking sick with, like, the art style change. Because, like, it basically, they did like, this grayscale, which, like, only, like, really these really bright colors will still show. It was basically grayscale, except for, like, red when Iki was on screen, and yellow when it was Toka, which was, like, really, like, striking visually. Which was already really fucking good. Really fucking good, except that afterwards... that's not a fucking one. Shit, that is a link, not a fucking picture. Actually, open the fucking... Open image in new tab. Save image. Yes. It's still a web PB. Why is it a web PB? I just want a nice shot of the Itora Setsu. I don't want a fucking web PB file. Why is it only offering this shit as a web PB file? I mean, the second option I could do is just like, I know which chapter this panel is in, so I can just quickly fucking open the chapter itself. Hold on. Go. It should be Crownless Swords, Crownless Sword King that has this panel. Yeah, it is. I'm just that good, apparently. There we go. Can I just download this? Save image as. It is a PNG this time. Okay. Show in folder. Just like post it here. Here from there. And open. Add. Image. Yes. Browse. Whoops. Desktop. Grab this. Okay. Especially when this is like the fucking art during like the during the final duel that was in the anime itself. But this is sick artwork, in my opinion. Like, yes, there's better out there. I've seen Berserk panels. I haven't read Berserk, but I've seen Berserk panels. That shit's still impressive. Anyways, Feena not silently. Doesn't matter who initiated it, but we hold hands, fucking slut. And then, guess once more. Clock continues to tick. Swish, swish. Like that! Jab at Feena in the intense sunlight.
足はバタバタさせないで、すり足で。状態をフラフラさせない。
Feena seems much more lively now, thanks to our promise last night. Step even further forward. Feena grunts and pushes my sword away. I fly forward and plunge into the ground. Feena phases me with a quick half turn.
もう終わり?
Not yet! Spit the grass out of my mouth and ready my sword. Swish, swish. Ma and Mia are on the stairway leading to the door, cheering us
お
on.
兄ちゃん、あまり強くないね。姫様がお強いから、そう見えるのかもしれません。お兄ちゃん、頑張れ!
Got it! Swish, swish. Focus on swinging my sword. Try to lunge and Feena over and over. I miss. And then I taste the ground, and then I miss. The bruises and scratches on my body increase as time passes. Despite that, why is this so exhilarating? Even Feena has a bead of sweat on her brow now. She's concentrating on receiving my sword without a word. We cut through lunch and brace ourselves for fencing in the garden again. What the fuck is this music? Out of nowhere, what the fuck's gonna happen? He's gonna break his arm, so suddenly it's a case of, oh, he can't actually do the duels, so he's immediately gonna be disqualified or some bullshit. That's what the music sounds like. Oh, for a second it sounded like one of the Hoshizono no Memoria soundtracks was gonna start playing. Ding, 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 ding. Fuck, now I need to fucking check which soundtrack it was, motherfucker. Started humming it, now I have to. Those are the rules. Oh, let me just like mute this. There we go. Oh, fuck. Motherfucker. I think it was Born... Nah, it was a Small and Mighty Heart, I think. No, was it Born on the Star? It was Born on the same star. Motherfucker. Hold on. I just, it's here. Okay, so let me just... Like here. It just kind of like this, just the beginning sounded like that was gonna start playing. Either that or I'm going insane again, which wouldn't surprise me, quite frankly. It happens a lot. Anyways, I would cut to the lunch and base ourselves for fencing in the garden again. I already read that. Did they get tired of us silently trading blows? My and Mia have gone back in the house. I've gotten much more used to using a sword now, thanks to all our practice. You can't wield the delicate sword if you stiffen the upper half of your body. Can't move quickly if your legs flail around. Body weight can't take your opponent's sword if you don't get into the proper stance. My body is somehow grasped what Feena taught me. But the difference between Feena's ability and mine is obvious. It's been receiving my attack with a composed look this entire time. It isn't probably just a warm-up exercise. There's one thing I'm concerned about. Feena hasn't struck me even once. Promise last night was like a spell cast under that night, but her heart might not be ready yet. Feena, take a break and call out to her.
どうしたの?
Have I ever a proper match? I want to know the extent of your abilities. Is that a no? Feena stares into my eyes. She's probably worked out what I'm planning.
わかったわ。確かに相手の実力を知ることは大切ね。
Feena replies with a dark expression. After you. 2 meters away. I walk 2 meters away from Feena. I hold my sword straight in front of me. Feena slowly takes the same stance as me. The air is perfectly silent. I can hear the cries of the cicadas from afar. Feena stares at me. Some expression can seemingly see through everything. Sweat runs down my back.
どうしたの? 遠慮しないで。
This is what they call noticing the difference in strength. I have no clue what move to make. Any attacks I can think of would be easily repelled. Can't imagine one of my attacks making a hit.
さあ、どうしたの?
Can't move. It's like my feet are glued to the ground. I branch my sword and strike with all my might. Feena steps back and pushes my sword. Then she swings her own as I'm moving forward. But she doesn't strike. Take a sword over my shoulder. I take a step back and then quickly steps into range. Completely defenseless. She doesn't strike. What the hell?! Thrusts my sword at her hips. Pulls back her right leg again and dodges. She can strike directly above my head now. But she still doesn't strike. Damn it! Take the same stance again. What are you doing? Feena grinds her teeth without response. Are you making fun of me?
違うわ。
Specialist filled with agony. I understand how Feena feels. She's unable to strike what she thinks. She's unable to strike when she thinks of the test. The moment she strikes marks the end of our relationship. That's what's stopping her. Was your promise last night a lie?
嘘ではないわ。当日は絶対に全力を出せるから。
There's no way you can do it during the main event if you can't do it during practice.
それは。
Feena's hands tremble, still clutching her bamboo sword. If you're all back here, then everything we've done up until now will be nothing but childish selfishness. We'll just be little kids with no sense of responsibility who run away when things get tough. Feena closes her eyes and bites down her lips. Did you tell me you'd keep fighting no matter what? Now's the time to fight. Not just battling each other with swords. Feena grips his sword with closed eyes. Spreads the lips into a straight line. Weren't we going to show them that we'd never budge an inch, no matter how much pressure they'd pile onto us? Feena opens her eyes. They're late. Dilating glare. Sparkling fighting spirit. Take that! I lunge at her face with all my strength. Feena tilts her head slightly, avoiding the tip of my sword. She steps in like a raging fire. Severe pain assaults my left shoulder. For a second I think my shoulder broke. I'm feeling numb pain and bones as well. I spin and I fall to my knees. I had no idea bamboo swords hurt that much. Feena bites down on her lips, holding her sword out. Her hands are trembling. Can't imagine how much pain Feena must be feeling. Can't imagine. I'm sure it's several times worse than mine. Ignore the pain in my shoulder and stand up. Gently hold Feena's hand.
Tatsuya.
Her eyes are blooded with tears. I hurt so much. I thought I was gonna die.
私もよ。
Feena smiles faintly. Fucker, hold on. There we fucking go. Feena smiles faintly.
タオルを冷やしてくるわ。少し待っていて。
Feena enters the house after saying that. Ow, ow, ow.
達也、だらしのない。
Feena sticks a wet pack on my wound. No bruises have appeared on my naked torso.
少し体が引き締まったのではないかしら。
Feena's white fingertips poke at my side. Stop that, it tickles. The family members smile happily as they watch. This would normally be a situation where they'd get angry, but they'll let this pass. I suppose it's through pity with the small amount of time we have left to enjoy. They're both happy and sad about it.
剣術は不思議ね。竹刀を振っているときは何かとても気持ちが軽くなるような気がするわ。
Seems Feena feels the same way I do. I think that too.
そう。
He smiles tenderly. The smile will soon only exist in my memories. It won't become of me whenever I remain alone on Earth. Just imagining it makes pain run through my chest. Like everything in my body is shrinking to a single point. I grips my hand in silence. I sense the pain in my chest too. Smooth hands wrap around my own rugged bandaged hands. She doesn't say anything. I feel like I can hear her voice.
最後まで一緒に戦いましょう。
That's what she's saying. Feena must have it several times harder than me. And she's encouraging me despite that. I haven't lost yet. I won't stop until Cotton informs us of the results. I squeeze Feena's hand in response. I'm practicing defense today. I counter Feena's blows as instructed. Feena strikes without hesitation. I'll definitely be dealing with her at full power in the match at this rate. The sound her sword makes through the air is completely different to mine. Her movements contain unimaginable power and speed. A jolt runs through my body every time I receive her attack. Even if I swing with all I've got, I can't bring out power like that. Day by day, I'm starting to realize the difference between Feena and me. Her ability is something she's developed, and that her ability is something she's developed over a long period of time. By the way, the peanut gallery has increased today. Natsuke's come to watch alongside Mia. Feena's Furious sword work gives Natsuki and Mai a surprise.
フィーナって本当に強かったんだね。もちろんです。子供の頃から真剣に取り組んでいらっしゃいましたから。
Those are the other comments they make. Vroom screech. A black car comes to a halt in front of the house. It's a car from the embassy. Feena stops attacking. I also lower my sword and stare at the car. Colin steps out from the back seat. It's her, the one who asked us to do this fencing match. The woman forcing Feena to sever her dreams with her own hands. My spirit remains composed. Feena also has a calm expression. The details and nature of the test isn't a problem for the two of us. We've had to fight with everything we have.
練習中お邪魔いたします。
I'd like to bow.
試験の日程をお伝えに参りました。
Feena nods slightly.
日曜日6日の午後8時より。場所は大使館の中庭です。あまり人に見せるようなものでもありませんから。
了解したわ。
Feena replies after a short while. Me too. Colin stares at us.
練習に励まれているようですね。少し体が引き締まってきたように思います。
I'm all beat up though.
仕方のないことです。
Colin smiles wryly. The three sitting at the door stare at us as we talk.
カレンさん。
Natsuki suddenly gets up. Her eyes showed an intense determination. Colin faces Natsuki.
あなたは確かお隣の高見沢夏樹さんですね。
どうしてこんなひどいことをするんですか。
Shut the fuck up, Natsuki. Natsuki raised her eyebrows vigorously. However, Colin remains
ひ
calm.
どいというと。
だって達也じゃフィーナに勝てないじゃない。そんなの分かりきってるでしょ。
試合は何が起こるか分かりません。
単に二人を懲らしめたいだけなんじゃないの。
そのようなことをしても戦方なきこと。
ならこんな試験やめてよ。
Natsuki's face is bright red with anger. Perhaps encouraged by her and Mai stands up
お
as
兄ちゃん
well.
もフィーナさんもせっかく付き合うようになったのに二人を認めてあげてください。
Mai raised her voice as well. Colin stares at the two of them calmly.
ミアはどう思いますか。
She throws out a question to Mia, the only one who doesn't say anything.
あなたはどう思いますか。
私は
Mia casts her eyes down.
姫様が後悔のないようにしていただければ一番だと思います。
Mia looks straight at Karen.
そう、
Colin, not Karen.
さすがクララの娘ね。
Looks like what Colin mutters bothers Mia.
カレンさん、せめて試験をもっと公平なものに。こんなに頑張っているのに二人がかわいそうです。
それは
God interrupts him with a commanding
当事
voice.
者が決めることです。
She looks at Feena.
任せるわ。
That's what she says. Joy's response. Face the three standing by the stairway. Natsuki, Mai, and Mia. Thank you. But we've decided to take this fencing test. Natsuki has a tearful look.
だって勝てないんでしょ。
The chances aren't zero. Besides, if she spoils us here, like even if Feena and I get together, it won't go well in the end. Glance at Feena. She nods back intently. Of course, I'll be willing if Karim changes it to some other test.
一度言ったことはそう簡単には変更しません。
So it seems. Natsuki and Mai flop back onto the stairway, seeing that I don't plan to argue with Karim.
では私はこれで失礼します。
Karim walks past me.
良いご家族をお持ちですね。
She whispers that casually as she goes. Like, it's so like, at this point, it is so obvious. Like, she would not do shit like this just for the sake of, yes, break them up. She wouldn't utilize bullshit like that. She's too nice for that. Like, she would, yes, she doesn't want this shit to happen, but she wants to give them a chance. She is not one who's like, okay, I just need to get rid of this verbatim, just on the dot. get rid of this situation. Now, she is basically like, okay, this is a situation that could cause a lot of conflict. But if they're willing to brave that, then the end result will most likely be a positive one. That's what it feels like. At least I hope that's what it is. Because Karen seems like that kind of like stoic, like tough love kind of person. No way. She whispers that casually as she goes. Got on to purchase the car. The men in black opened the door for her.
フィーナ様、何かしら。わざと負けて差し上げれば良い結果に結びつくかもしれませんよ。
Kind of says that with his faint
見
smile.
くびられては困るわ。私も達也も。
失礼しました。では明後日に。
Car quietly leaves residential district. Honest to God, it would have been so fucking hilarious if they just decide, okay, like not at one of the men in black, and he like, of course he won't be going all up, but he like suddenly tries to like grab Tatsuya. Like it's not like a professional like grab, like oh I'm gonna pin you down because you tried to fucking mess with my client. No, it's just more like okay, like I'm gonna like try to grab you like an amateur would try to grab you, basically as a test. If he's just like okay, like oh dodge. Because here's the thing. How many of you would confidently be able to say that you would be able to, like, defend yourself? And I don't mean, like, oh, you get grabbed, but you quickly, like, knock him away or something. But no, like, don't even get grabbed, kind of defend yourself. Someone just stood there, like, suddenly just, like, tried to fucking grab you by the neck. Like, how many of you would be confident in saying that you could, like, deflect that before he even grabs you? And there's fucking none else, unless you actually like had self-defense training. People ain't built like that. Like they'd at the very least they'd probably like manage to grab you before you actually like manage to like reasonably defend yourself. Is it alright to leave it at that?
ええ、私も同じ考えよ。
I feel the need to repeat that I have not had any self-defense classes in fucking years, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. That's good. You guys have our thanks to.
二人がそういう気なら仕方がないけど。
Saw him though you were worried about us.
カレンさんも言ってたけど、結局は二人が決めることだもんね。ごめんなさい、マイ。いいの。でも私応援してるから。ありがとう。
Feena faces Mia.
姫様、生意気を言ってしまい申し訳ありませんでした。いいのよ。ああ言ってもらえて嬉しく。ありがとうございます。
I don't know why I did that.
私も皆さんと一緒に応援しています。
I think I've made like a character for every like 5e class that's out there at this point, except for Ranger. I don't know why I haven't actually made a fucking ranger character yet. Like, I haven't made, like, pure main focus this character, I guess, for rogue. Also, I haven't actually made a sorcerer yet. But I have, like, main focus wizard. I have main focus warlock. I have main Actually, I haven't made a single paladin yet. Huh. Right. I have made main focus monk. Like my first ever D&D session. Well, it was a wood elf. Open hand monk. However, since then I haven't really made one yet, and I do like the idea of monk, quite frankly. I would actually adore to try to make like a tank class monk. Like a thing where like, yes, when you're like attacked, you can use your bonus action or something to increase, to spend like a key point to increase your AC for 1 per key point spent or something. And it's like, it is a case of like, yes, balance out your resources, especially since it costs a reaction. So if you're like, okay, the weakest fucking enemy comes at me and attacks me, and I use like the reaction to spend a single key point to increase the AC, but then like a bigger enemy comes in, and suddenly it's like, fuck, I can't spend it again. It's a case of like risk versus reward. Is the big guy gonna attack me, or is he gonna like attack someone else? That kind of stuff. I feel like that would actually be kind of fun for like a weird tank build monk. So yeah, like actually like trying to make like a homebrew subclass like that would actually be quite interesting in my opinion. Yeah, I've also made like main focus fighter, I've also made main focus druid, I've made main focus cleric. I haven't made main focus blood hunter technically, but who the fuck cares about blood hunter? I've made main focus bard before, you know, fucking Yashana, which after Yashana basically became my fucking go-to female name to make a female main character for a fucking game I'm playing. Because, like, hey, if you gotta look at someone's ass the entire fucking time you're playing, might as well be a girl, you know? Fucking terrible. And I've made, like, a few barbarians at this point. Made, like, a main focus class artificer in, the fucking... what's it called? Master Maker, I think it was. Yeah, Master Maker from Eberron. Dread Metrol is the source, actually. So, I'm not actually sure anymore. And then the class that I've completely fucking overused at this point because I adore the fucking flavor so much. Warlock. Like, I've used Warlock way too fucking much at this point. Like, even Yashana was technically a warlock. Like, I say Yashana was main focus bard, but only because, like, the fact that she became a warlock was because she was a bard. Because she was a horny bard, specifically. I feel like some people are not gonna know what I'm talking about when I mention Yashana, because they haven't been around for long enough to have noticed that. And I'm not gonna fucking explain it to them right now. Anyways, let's keep going then.
そうね。時間が欲しいわ。
Feena takes the usual stance with the sword. The atmosphere of the garden tenses
行
up.
くわよ。
Right? Practice doesn't end until after midnight. Feena quickly treats the wounds covering my body. Compress feels great on my burning body after a bath.
二人とも、明日はどうするの？
Nathan asks us with concern. Oh, what will we do? What will we do? Well, it's the day before the match. Obviously, we'll be practicing until the end. Practice. Feena nods as well.
でも明日は、最後の日なんだよ。
What will happen to us after the match ends? After the match ends has been decided. In other words, we'll either be officially recognized or be separated. Tomorrow's the last day of our uncertain relationship.
どこか行ったりしなくていいの？
Mai asks us half pleading. Suppose we look really sad to Mai. However, it hasn't been decided I can't win. My chance of victory is 1% with practice, for the sake of that 1%. Besides, we knew we'd cause trouble for others by going out, so the least we can do is stay true to ourselves until the end. I'm just thankful for how you feel. I'll definitely regret it if I lose focus here. That's why I'll practice tomorrow.
お兄ちゃん。
Mai's eyes tear up, praying for our happiness with her deepest sincerity.
マイ、私なら平気よ。一緒に竹刀を合わせるのもデートと同じように楽しいものよ。
Feena follows after me.
だから今まで通り練習させてくれる？二人がそう言うなら私は何も。でもこんなのって。
Mai bends her head down. Nathan rubs Mai's back without a word.
姫様、よろしいのですか？
The last to speak up is Mia.
ミヤも言ったでしょ。私が後悔しないようにするのが一番だと。はい。ミヤはいつも通り美味しい食事を作って。はい、頑張ります。
Take your screenshots now. Reminds me, actually, since in the video I talked about how I ended up... Fucking... Whoops. Since in the video I ended up talking about how I didn't end up recording yesterday because of the DD session. Won't happen. Won't happen next week, since there won't be a DD session next week. Due to, in part, because of an absence of DM. Yeah, the DM is forced into like an extremely fucking, basically an extremely fucking boring meal with the higher ups, which he personally doesn't really fucking want to take part in. But alas,
ぜひお力をつけてください。
Mia smiles through her tears.
楽しみにしているわね。
Feena pets Mia's head. Mia nods over and over again with a tearful face. Feena gets up from the sofa after a
私は
while.
明日に備えて休むわ。
You too. Follow her lead.
おやすみなさい。おやすみなさいませ。おやすみ。
A brief smile appears on her face. The love for us seeps out from beneath their smiles. That's why they look so sad. I'm so lucky to be surrounded by such wonderful family members. So I feel from the bottom of my heart. I missed it. So some of the practice we've gone through, the main ones are swinging, footwork, and form. Keep on top of those while Feena instructs me. I haven't learned any of it by reflex yet, so it won't go well unless I think about everything I'm doing. Just to watch if my chances of winning improved.
あとは自由に打ち込んできていいわ。
Feena slowly takes a stance with her bamboo sword. Gotta think of it. How many different stances are there?
何種類かあるけれど、これが中段の構え。
The standoff is in kendo, and the director faces the opponent.
あとは
She goes from mid-level to raising her arm straight overhead.
これが上段の構え。素早く攻撃できるけれど、見ての通り防御がしづらいわ。絶対に引かないという強い決意が必要な構えね。
There we go! He's gonna use that one. Clearly. They fucking mentioned it for a reason. Motherfucker. So it's an offensive posture. the point of her sword down next more so than the mid-level. The sword, it's like her sword is pointing at my knees. It feels like she could bust at any time. It'd be difficult to move forward.
これが下段の構え。相手が攻めづらいから防御の構えね。あといくつか構えはあるけれど、どれも時間をかけて練習しなくてはならないから、達也は今の形がいいと思うわ。
I figured it'd be best to start on new things the day before the match. I figured it's best not to start on new things the day before the match.
そうね。
Feena smiles bitterly.
さあ、続けましょう。
I resume my stance again. Here I go. I skip work and dinner and keep practicing the whole day. After my bath, Feena treats my injuries as she always does. The families have already gone back to their rooms, probably out of consideration. It's the night before the match. Everything will be decided by this time tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last time I'll be an unofficial couple. Nevertheless, I feel surprisingly calm. What if Feena feels the same? She sticks to compress on my body with indifference.
はい、終わりよ。
She gives my shoulders a light tap as she says that. Ow, ow, ow. Thanks.
よくここまで傷を作ったものね。
Yeah, it's a given when I'm training this hard every day. Act tough. Body is actually worn out. It hurts whenever I move. It's even been keeping me awake while I slept. However, doesn't have a single wound. I figured, considering I haven't managed to hit her even once. The difference in our ability is obvious. I stood midway how a week's worth of practice will turn out. However, I didn't even think about stopping. I can practice until right up until the match, even if it's just one more swing. Because in the end, that's all I can do. Wanna go get some fresh air?
あら、デートのお誘いかしら？
Yeah, day to night is fine, right?
そうね、行きましょうか。少し待っていて。着替えてくるわ。
Gleam of the moonlight that reflects upon the river surface. We sit down somewhere. Sense a faint heat coming from the asphalt. Small cool breeze runs through the embankment, fluttering Feena's silver hair.
いい風ね。
Yeah, smooths down her hair. Yeah. No matter how many times I look at it, your hair is beautiful.
お世辞が言えるなんて知らなかったわ。
Well, I've never given out any before.
まあ、
Feena smiles deeply and rests her head on my shoulders. She takes my left hand and inspects it closely. It's covered in blisters, both recent and popped. In a terrible condition.
傷だらけね。
Thanks to you.
全部治れば武骨ないい手になるわ。
You like it when it's rough?
手にはその人の生き様が現れるというでしょ。だからきっとツルツルな手よりは良いのではないかしら。
I see. This extreme luck's on my side. I won't be able to show Feena my healed hand. It's a real pity. His fingers intertwine with mine, and soft and warm.
達也。
She murmurs that with a sigh and says nothing more. Silence flows on, Feena's heat on my shoulders. Now to think about it, these past 3 months have passed in the blink of an eye. When I first heard that the Luna Princess was coming for our homestay, I imagined the many personalities she might have. She could have been arrogant, she make one tremble with fear. Arrogance doesn't really make me tremble with fear, more so than tremble with the desire to fucking smack them over the head with a fucking baseball bat. That's just completely different. Feena is noble, honest, hardworking. She's usually calm, she's passionate when push comes to shove. She really is an adorable person. Might have been just a matter of time before I fell in love. Glance over at Feena, staring at the river's surface. Alright, we probably ought to use this time to bid our reluctant farewells. Be a lie to say this isn't hard. It'd also be a lie to say I don't feel sad, but neither of us talks about that. To imply my defeat if she brings that up. But betray our promise to fight until the very end. On the other end, regretting our parting would be giving up on victory. It would mean betraying Feena, who promised to swing her sword with everything she has. For sake of not betraying one another, can't act like this is our last day. Stars are pretty, aren't they?
そうね。明日は晴れるかしら。
I'd hate to have a match in the rain.
そうね。
Is it gonna rain because like, oh no, sad moment? But it is actually gonna be like beneficial because the rain causes Feena to like slip or something and he like lands a fucking blow. Be hilarious. Also, I actually fucking smacked the shit out of my mic. I'm sorry about that. Are your ears okay? I hope they are. Then again, you watch my content, so quite clearly your ears have long since gone deaf, considering all my fucking screaming. Anyways. God, how alcohol helps me deal with this game. Jesus Christ. Another fucking reason why this game is retarded for forcing this route first. Every other route is gonna have her like resolve herself to like, yes, I'm never gonna end up with a person I actually love. I'm going to be like just married off for political fucking gain and advantage. And that's not something you want to force as the first route. That's just gonna severely limit the enjoyment of other routes. You know? Yeah. Tears are being in the corner of Feena's eyes as she smiles. I mustn't cry. The taut strings will be cut if I cry. Does the night sky look like this on the moon too?
月の夜空にはいつも地球が浮かんでいるわ。青くて美しい星。とても大きく見えるの。
See? Can't wait to see it.
一緒に城から見ましょう。そうそう。大きな望遠鏡があれば、達也の家が見えるかもしれないわ。
No way.
冗談よ。
A tear rolls down Feena's cheeks. My eyes burn. Don't cry. I can't cry.
明日の朝食は何かしら。
Feena speaks in shortened sentences. The bacon, eggs, Mia's making it. My heart might break. I use my teeth to hold back my sobbing.
ミアのベーコンエッグは美味しいから楽しみ。
The sentence cuts off there altogether. Feena grasps my hand tightly. A strong grip is proclaimed by her nails digging in my palm. Feena gazes at the ground. Gonna wait too. Won't be able to hold back if we look at one another. And then end up embracing and kissing. Faint sobs escape from both of our mouths. Can't stop my tears now. Tears drip onto my clothes. Can't raise my head anymore. Star in that sky, our shoulders tremble as we look away from one another. Tightly grasped hands are the only way we can convey our sorrow. There are countless stars in the sky. There sure are. Anyways, I'm taking another pee break. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's get our ass kicked. There are countless stars in the sky. The rigid sound of our footsteps echoes on the stone pavement. A cool night breeze blows by, causing the trees around the embassy to rustle. Oh my god, I just realized. Are they holding this duel at night with like symbolism like, ah yes, for the whole moon to be with this? Or something? Is that the fucking reason? If it is, by god, I'm gonna slap somebody. Did I write that? I think I'm gonna read it just in case again. Cool night breeze blows by, causing the trees around the embassy to rustle. I walk towards the embassy gate, side by side with Feena. I feel oddly refreshed after crying my eyes out yesterday. Oh, by the way, this is let's just go off on a little tangent again. I made a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel deck because I've been playing that game way too much again as of late. And, yeah, like I said, I made a new deck. Mayakashi Mill. Mayakashi Mill is fun. I brick way too fucking often. Love to refresh after crying my eyes out yesterday. This will decide our future. We're about to battle one another, and yet neither of us is pumped up for it. Feena's also staring ahead with a calm look. Colin is already waiting for us at the gate. She glances between us, and then slightly lowers her head, as if she's paying her respects to us.
お運びいただき恐縮です。
You're not back and
会場
forth.
にご案内します。
Karen turns away from us. She leads us to a courtyard within the embassy. Buildings around us emit light enough for a battle. Karen guides us to the monument in the middle of the courtyard.
ルールをご説明します。時間無制限の一本勝負です。優劣が決した段階で私が声をかけますので、それまでは試合を続けてください。大まかな判定基準ですが、真剣での勝負であった場合、戦闘不能に陥る部位に攻撃が命中した段階で勝負が決することとします。武器は今お持ちの竹刀のみを認めます。また、武器を用いない体術もこれを認めます。
Basically, the first one to make a clean hit with the sword wins.
何かご質問はありますか？
ないわ。
Whoops, Feena's calm voice rings out and contains her usual stiff tone.
達也さんは？
No.
では、お二人とも準備を。
Sit down by the monument and pull my bamboo sword from the cloth bag. Get off my jacket and untie my shoelaces. That's it for my preparations. Oh, retie my shoelaces. Feena just takes out her sword. We confront each other after a quick warm-up exercise. Strong wind blows past. Carefree cicada cries out somewhere in the distance. It looks at me with dark green eyes. Her eyes are like the bottom of a deep lake. My emotions are clear too. We've done everything we can. Nothing that needs to be said at this point.
よろしいですか？
We nod at the same time.
始めてください。
Karen's voice signals the start of the match. Yeah, there we go. There's the CGI I was talking about earlier. Hell yeah. I stepped back and held my sword in front of me. She raises her sword high in contrast. The level is an offensive posture. It shows her intention of never stepping back. Usually takes the same posture as me, but she changed it for the real match. It's her way of saying she's taking it seriously. Exactly what I hoped for. Makes me happy. I look straight into my eyes. Her entire body is focused on me. Distance between us is barely a step and a sword's length. Our attacks won't reach each other until we take two steps. Should I wait? Should I attack? Here we go! The instant I make up my mind, Feena rushes in with a fierce speed. Sword slashes down to the right. Down and to the right, its tip approaching my neck. I lean back, her sword slashing past me. Thrust my sword at Feena's torso with everything I have. He's not counting correctly. Like I said, the rules are as if in a real sword fight, is what she said. So, wrist is also an accurate target. Like, if you damage the wrist, like the arm and the wrist enough, realistically, the other one, the opponent wouldn't be able to fight anymore. So, if you're gonna, like, dodge an attack and then attack, aim for the wrist. That's my sword. I already read that. But Feena's sword knocks mine aside. Her hips are completely off balance. It's already high over her head. There's no way I can avoid this. Eyes meet with Feena's. She looks like she's both crying and laughing. Feena's battle cry echoes through the courtyard. Feena's lightning-fast sword pauses just above my head. Feena doesn't budge an inch. My heart feels hollow. It's over. It's all over. So a feeling reverberates within my heart over and over. I don't feel sad. I don't feel regretful. I don't feel anything. Feena gazes at my emotionless expression. She's grinding her teeth with helpless expression. It's the impression she showed me back then when we were kids. It's as if time had stopped. Nobody speaks up. The cries of the cicadas disappear as well. After a while, Feena pulls back her sword. I do the same.
この試合、フィーナ様の勝ちとします。
Karen's tone is solemn. Our love is over. The silver hair, the white cheeks, thin lips, and soft hands. Going to a place I can't reach. Feels like I should be sad. Instead, I feel refreshed. Proudly say I did everything I could. It was the first time such a thing has ever happened in my life. It happened because I had a partner named Feena, who matched my efforts all along the way. The way I met her. Short time we walked alongside each other. Makes me proud. I wonder what kind of face I'm making. Feena faintly smiles and closes her eyes. Her expression tells me she's trying to enjoy the memories lingering in her heart. I'd have had the same expression. Let's go home, Feena. Much time has passed. Speak up.
そうね。
Sit down in front of the monument and put my jacket back on. It takes a few seconds. Line up in front of Cotton after.
見事な試合でした。
Cotton says that with a hint of a
あり
smile.
がとう。何か決まったら連絡をちょうだい。それまでは朝霧家にいるわ。
Please excuse us. We spoke in the same tone as always. A little more monotonous than usual. Cotton looks at us and nods. Then we turn away. You can hear the multiple dry footsteps echoing through the embassy building.
フィーナ様、
Cotton calls out to us. We both turn around. Cotton looks up with expressionless
お
eyes.
伺いしたいことがあります。
何かしら。
一国の姫というお立場と、達也さん、一方を選べるとしたら、どちらを選ばれますか？
What's she asking? Is she making fun of Feena now that she can't be with me?
どちらを選ばれますか？
Conan asks her a second time. The expression implies she isn't making fun of us. Feena already knows the answer. I asked her the same question a while ago. Feena looks at my face. She's asking me, well, she already knows the answer. Feena giggles at my reply.
そうね。
お答えいただけませんか？
Conan asks us in a composed voice as always.
達也が答えてもいいかしら。
Conan looks slightly
構いま
surprised.
せん。
達也。
Yeah. Take a step in front of Feena. Conan focuses on me. Balance.
どうぞ。
Sales in position or love? It's the question that's been on Feena's mind this whole time. She worried over which to accept. until she went out with me. And then she arrived at a single answer. What she came up with was to choose neither. There's no right answer to this question. That's what we arrived at as a couple. That's why we think Karen is also asking us what do we both think right now. In other words, she's asking us about our results. Take a deep breath. You can't just pick one or the other. Say it distinctly.
どうしてですか?
Feena won't be Feena if she loses either of them. Feena has been brought up as a princess ever since she was born. Her position as the princess and her way of thinking are both part of her.
欲張りだけれど、私には立場も達也も両方必要なの。どちらが欠けても、私は私でなくなってしまうと思う。
That's what she'd said before. It's like food and sleep. People can change the amount of time they'd spend on them, but can never stop doing them completely. Really, choosing only me or her position is meaningless for her. Feena would cease to be Feena if she lost either of them. Can't compare them, they're both necessary for her.
それはお二人が出した答えですか? それとも達也さんのお考えですか?
Kara nods once after speaking.
私たちの答えよ。達也の回答に全く依存はないわ。
Kara looks up the sky after hearing Feena. It's the first time I've seen Kara act this way. However, I have no idea what she's thinking.
よくぞやり遂げられました。
Karen murmurs to the sky.
さすがはセフィリア様のご息女。
カレン。
Karen stares at us both. Expression is filled with firm determination.
このカレン・クラビウス、達也さんをフィーナ様の婿様として推挙することに依存はございません。
そんな、まさか。
私は一度申し上げたことをそう簡単に変更いたしません。達也さんをフィーナ様のお相手として国王陛下に推挙させていただきます。
なぜ今になって、達也は剣技で敗れたでしょ?
She never said the test was to defeat Feena in a match. She just said the test would be in the form of a match against Feena. Feena can't think straight. I can't even open my mouth.
私は試験の結果を見て判断させていただくと申し上げただけです。達也さんが勝つ必要があるとは
Exactly!
一言も申しておりません。
Can't says this happened.
進化の言葉を正しくご理解されないようでは先が思いやられます、フィーナ様。
しかし本当に達也、
私が承った以上一命に変えましても実現させてご覧に入れます。実はデタラメとも思える君主のわがままを実現するのが私の密かな楽しみなのです。
Karen's thin eyebrows twitch as she says that. What a heavy expression. Karen. Her voice finally comes out.
I'm sweating like a fucking animal. Help me.
Sorry about that. Ignore that. Karen looks at me. So what basis do you have for choosing me?
それは当然国王になる可能性がある方としてふさわしいかどうかですが。
What part of me do you find suitable? I'm clueless when it comes to fencing and I couldn't come up with straight answers to your questions.
確かにその通りです。では逆にお聞かせ願いたい。剣術に優れているのが良い君主なのですか? では私の質問に正しく答えられるのが良い君主なのですか? 何のために進化がいるとお思いか。君主より剣術や学問に優れた進化などそれこそ星の数ほどおります。ですから剣術や世の断りに通じていることはさしたる加点とはなりません。君主にとって最も大切なのは 困難な問題に直面した際に最後まで諦めない胆力、そして私たち進化に希望に満ちた未来を指し示してくださる力なのです。もちろん剣術も知識もあるに越したことはありませんが、
Cotton adds that with a smile. The test was just...
達也さんがフィーナ様に勝てないことなど初めから分かっております。私が拝見したのは勝てない戦いにどのような姿勢で臨まれるかです。先ほどの手合わせはお見事でした。達也さんは最後まで諦めず努力をされた。何よりフィーナ様が一切の迷いなく竹刀を振られたことに感服いたしました。それはお二人がいかに充実した時間を過ごされたかを証明するものです。お二人はお二人でいることでお互いをより高めてこられた。それは十分に国益にかないます。
もういいわ。歯が浮いてしまいます。
However, I will admit I did read her intentions incorrectly. It wasn't about, yes, how much can he grow in a certain time. It was how will he react to such a difficult situation. So I will accept the fact that I did read the situation slightly wrong. Feena drops cotton with her hands.
申し訳ございません。失礼ついでに一つだけ。実は達也さんを選ぶにあたりもう一点基準がありました。フィーナ様をお幸せにできるかどうかです。
カレン
Feena's cheeks turn red.
達也さんはどちらかといえばこちらで点を稼がれたのかもしれませんね。
Well, that's all they can do is blush.
それこそあまり褒めてもらっては困ります。この科目はこれからが大切よ。
Feena smiles.
では毎年選考試験を行うことにさせていただきましょうか。
These poor people are bad news. That's what I thought.
それでは
Karen straightens herself up as Feena becomes tense.
今後についてご説明いたします。私は月へ戻り調整に入ります。結果が判明するまで今しばらく朝霧家でお待ちいただきたく存じます。さやかには私から話を通しておきますのでお心を安らかに。
何かと大変でしょうがよろしく頼みました。
かしこまりました。一命に変えましても。
Karen bows deeply.
そう簡単に一命に変えないでちょうだい。あなたに死なれては困るわ。
ありがたきお言葉。
では近いうちに会いましょう。達也、行きましょう。
Sure. They follow the opposite road we used to come here. Feena is walking straight forward in her unusual way. Mine still hasn't registered it. Relationship with Feena was approved. Might become royalty too. It still hasn't sunk in. Feena's honestly amazing to be acting normally under these
達
circumstances.
也、一週間で強くなったわね。
Feena says that with a happy sigh. Respond by stopping. Well, I couldn't get a solid hit in at all. Didn't see her movements for the most part.
それでも初めの一投をかわされたのだから私の負け。一度上段に構えたら一撃で勝負を決めなければいけないわ。
Is it like that?
そういうものよ。もしかしたら達也には剣術の才能があるのかもしれない。
Seems that could win in the end.
経験の差よ。これから練習に励めばすぐに追い越せるわ。幸い時間はまだまだあるようだし。
Feena looks in my eyes. She has a sense of fulfillment. Please take care of me from now on.
ええ、手加減はしないわよ。
Having said that, Feena smiles joyfully. It's a pleasant smile, the likes of which I haven't seen before.
帰ってきた。
My eyes the first one to
お
spot
帰りな
us.
さいませ。お帰り。 お疲れ様。
早かったじゃないか。おかえり。
Smile appears on everyone's face. They shouldn't know the results of the match yet. Despite that, everyone is smiling. I'm sure they decide to greet us with a smile no matter what. Such loving people are watching over us. I see up a little just thinking that.
達也、報告を。
Feena gives him a back push with a smile. Sure. Like woman with tears, take a step forward. Everyone stares at me with bated breath. How do I tell them the outcome? Do I just declare my victory with a loud voice? That wouldn't feel right. I didn't accomplish this just by myself this time. It's because Feena was with me, fighting with all her strength until the very end. If it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't have made it this far. If no one points that out, I know that very well myself. It was our victory. Let me introduce her. Feena lines up beside me. My fiancée. Feena from Earthlight. Moment of silence, and then shouts of joy.
お兄ちゃん、おめでとう。
Thank you.
いいの。
Like, I like this current part. This is a really nice, heartwarming part. But that doesn't forgive the bullshit I had to go through before this. Fuck you. Like I said, shit like this I will accept later on in the fucking game. As the forced first route? Fuck off. No. Maya's crying. Tears falling in large drops. Looks like I've worried you. I pet Maya's head. I glance beside me and Feena's doing the same to Mia.
達也、よかったね。
Natsuki approaches me. Come to think of it, Natsuki was the one who gave me a push when I was hesitating to go confessing Feena. Thanks for helping me out, Natsuki.
気にしないで。幸せになってくれれば、それでいいの。
Sure you can count on it.
頼もしいこと言ってくれちゃって。
Natsuki claps her hands on my shoulder and lets Nesan have her turn. Nesan stands in front of me. Stares at me with a calm expression.
さやか、
Feena comes beside me. Thank you, Nesan.
ありがとう。
Nesan nods once to my words. And gives me a tight hug. She embraces us tightly without a word. My tears flow out again as I'm enveloped by Nesan's warmth. If things had ended badly for us, Nesan would have taken all the blame. She would have lost her hard-earned job and her dreams along with it. Despite that, Nesan supported us. She spoiled me, was extremely strict, lovingly watched over me.
おめでとう。二人とも。
Gives us a squeeze once more, and separates from us. Everyone looks at us with a tender expression. I take Feena's hand. Let's thank them, Feena.
ええ。
We clasp each other's hands tightly. We've finally been accepted. We're supported by all our friends and family. We definitely have to live happily to make the most of everyone's feelings. Everyone, thank you. No, we'll be happy together. Feena and I bow deeply, surrounded by a wave of applause. I don't know why I said it's to become the THX logo for a second there. Several days later, after enjoying a celebratory banquet, Feena and I head home for the day. Never forget, the loudest thing on Earth is the fucking THX logo. If you don't know what the fuck that is, are you really sure you're old enough to be watching these videos? Anyways, watch this joke be completely fucking... Watch this joke just be completely fucking dated within the next few fucking years when people who are like in their fucking 20s to possibly the 30s, just sit there like, what the fuck is THX? And then like here, this fucking 22-year-old fucking man child be like, hey, underage. Oh, things like this will always age fantastically. Anyways, 7 days later, after enjoying a celebratory banquet, Feena and I head home for the day. The family members spoke fun at us even after we entered the house. An hour easily passed before they let us go. I stare vacantly at the ceiling. I finally gained what I had to fight for. Now it's here in my hands. I was proud there wasn't all talk. I only watched Feena leave during my childhood. All I could do was grieve without a fight. Simply accepted it when my old man disappeared. And then my mom passed away as well. I finally surpassed my past self. Stayed here without running away because Feena was with me. Nevertheless, I haven't thanked Feena yet. Shouldn't she be the first one I convey my gratitude to? There's a little knock at the door.
達也、起きているかしら。
What could be the matter at this hour? I'm up. Come on in. Door opens slightly. Feena comes into my room wearing a dress. The atmosphere feels different somehow. Expression doesn't show it, but she seems so hesitant and embarrassed. It's enough to startle
ごめ
me.
んなさい。遅い時間に。
What's the matter? I ask her, pretending to be calm.
ええ。今夜はもう少し一緒にいたいと思って。
She smiles gently. Sit down for the time being.
ええ。ありがとう。
Feena takes a step, another towards the chair. Huh? Feena moves towards the bed. Feena?
ここに座ってはいけないかしら。
Feena smiles calmly again. Well, go ahead. Feena sits down beside me. She closes her eyes and stares at the floor. Her cheeks are slightly flushed. Try to speak, but nothing comes out. My heart's beating so fast it might fly out of my mouth, not out of my window. What the fuck? Oh, my mind slipped and it immediately like messed up reading. I don't know why, but I was suddenly thinking about like fucking the Duel again. Because like the boss monster for the fucking Mayakashis is honest to God not that bad. Like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh at this point revolves around the graveyard. Like a lot of graveyard effects and all of that. And Yuki-Onna, the Sub-Zero Mayakashi, literally has an effect like, yes, when a effect in the graveyard is activated, or a monster special summoned from the graveyard, you can activate the effect of Yuki-Onna, the Sub-Zero Mayakashi, to negate the effect of one monster on the field and reduce its attack to 0 up to twice per turn. And that's good! Like, that's really good! Especially since despite Yuki-Onna, the Ice Mayakashi, requiring 2 Mayakashi monsters, Yuki-Onna, the Sub-Zero Mayakashi, is a Link 4 that requires just 2 zombies, if I remember correctly. That's good. That's real fucking good. Oh no, someone said if I'd like, someone asked if I would like a bad pun or bad joke. Maybe they'll fucking tell it before I end the video. Maybe I'll remember to check and tell it to y'all. So anyways, Yeah, it's just 2+ zombie monsters for a Link 4 monster. So I feel like it could be just a generally really fucking good zombie Link monster in a zombie deck. Like, you can only control one Yuki-Onna the Absolute Zero Mayakashi. Negate any activate effects of your opponent's banished monsters. If a monster is special summoned from the graveyard, or a monster effect is activated in the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can target one other face-up monster on the field, change its attack to 0, and if you do, negate this effect. You can use this effect of Yuki-Onna the Absolute Zero Mayakashi up to twice per turn. That's really fucking good, especially considering how easy it is to bring out. Actually, hold on. I may actually want to put Yasha in. It is literally just like an easy big body to get on the field. But then again, would it really do me any good? Not really. But yeah, like, the whole thing with Mayakashi is just like, yes, summon every synchro monster. Because, like, Hajun, the Winged Mayakashi. If this card is a normal or special summon, you can special summon one Mayakashi monster from your deck except Hajun, the Winged Mayakashi. You can only use this effect of Hajun, the Winged Mayakashi once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashi monsters. Then Ducky, the Graceful Mayakashi. You can only control one Ducky, the Graceful Mayakashi. When a Mayakashi monster is special summoned from your field to your field from the extra deck while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Mayakashi monsters. So, the fucking whole plan of Mayakashi decks is just like, okay, like, get out Hajun, special summon Ducky, and then just, like, climb the entire fucking monster list. From like fucking hold on. I just like select the Ducky card. Maybe that shows off the other cards as well. Oh yeah, there we go. So like then you use Hajun and Ducky to go into Boroguruma, then from Boroguruma into Tsuchigumo, then from Tsuchigumo into his fucking name. Tengu, then from Tengu into Yoko, and then from Yoko into Gasha Dokoro, and then from Gasha Dokoro, you go into Yuki-Onna the Ice Mayakashi, and then if you happen to have Yuki Musume in the graveyard, you activate her effect, bring her out, and then do the whole spiel again. And then with that, you bring out Yuki-Onna the Absolute Zero Mayakashi. And it's just like, that's why it's Mayakashi Mill. Do all of that while you have Soul-Absorbing Bone Tower on the field. The effect of Soul-Absorbing Bone Tower is every time a zombie monster special summoned, you discard the top 2 cards from the opponent's deck. You just like send them to the graveyard. It is actually not worded as discard, because discard could potentially actually trigger effects that you don't want triggered. It is actually just stated as send the top 2 cards to the graveyard. So it isn't actually going to proc any discard effects, which is good. But yeah, you just like do that over and over again, and because every time you special summon Synchro Monster, you also get your Ducky back, which means it's 2 special summons whenever you do this. So every time you do this, You mill 4 cards from the opponent's deck, and then you do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, until they don't have cards in their deck anymore. And it is so fucking hilarious, because they just kinda die. Anyways. Heart's beating so fast, it might fly out of my mouth. I already read that. If I were to stretch out my hand just a little, I could reach her. I'd be able to hear my heart beating too. Feena?
達也
Feena casts her eyes down. What the heck am I doing? Go ahead, Feena.
いえ達也から
Feena casts a sideways glance at me. I'll start then. Thank you.
え
I was happy that things turned out this way. Got something important. The reason I could keep at it was because of you. Walk ahead no matter how bad things got, because you were there by my side.
達也
That's why I wanted to thank you. It's kind of stopping me to thank the person who was important to me last, but say all that in one breath and a peek at Feena's face. She's kinda embarrassed. Thank you, Feena. Feena smiles wide, glad.
私も同じことを伝えに来たの
Oh, really?
達也がそばにいてくれなかったら私もくじけてしまったかもしれない
You were briefly when he didn't want to come out of his room while he was outside fucking training.
ありがとう達也
Feena shows me a tender smile.
ようやくこうして達也と
Feena casts her eyes down again. Her hair drops onto the side of her face. I can't see Feena's expression.
将来の夫婦として認めてもらうことができたわ
Maybe if her neck turns bright red. Can't believe how cute she is. My heart is filled with warmth. He doesn't stir one bit after saying that. Only her glossy hair shakes as she breathes a sigh of relief. I reach out my hand, comb Feena's hair upward behind her ears. His pink face is exposed like an aristocrat hiding behind a bamboo screen. Her shoulders tremble a little. The person sitting beside me is just a shy girl. My hands on her cheeks and shift closer to her. It's a cool, pleasant sensation. Her body feels hot from nervousness. Feena, I look forward to our future together.
達也
Feena lifts her head. Her eyes shake. I feel like I might get sucked into her translucent, deep green eyes.
ずっとそばにいて
Feena naturally closes her eyes. I also bring my lips to hers. Feena's lips are firm and filled with vitality. I love her even, soft breathing. I hold her shoulders close. Feena's lips slowly part from mine.
達也
Her face is flushed as a rush of blood gets to her head. Her body is also damp with sweat. Her room is filled with Feena's sweet scent, making my mind go blank little by little. I have to cool down otherwise. But wanna go for a walk together?
ええそうね
Feena suddenly comes to her senses and nods. Let's go then. Get out of bed and pull Feena's hand. The house is asleep. Our footsteps resound in the
な
darkness.
んだか悪いことをしているようね子供の頃夜中にお城を探検した時のことを思い出すわ
Something like that.
それは子供でしたから
She's a perfect princess at first glance, but her ordinary girlish side is irresistibly charming. I can tell she wasn't born perfect. She had to work hard to be who she is today. Yes, that's why I fell in love with her. A fresh air envelops us. It's midsummer, so it's hardly cool, but it feels great against my sweaty skin. Where should we go?
そうね少し遠いけれど物見の丘公園はどうかしら
The park. It's indeed a little far, but I understand why she wants to go there. It's the place where we first kissed. We vow to move forward together. And it's the place where I first met Feena when she came to Earth for the homestay. YoaMae Hill Park is our starting point. Right. Let's go. The surroundings have brightened up a little by the time we reach the viewing platform. It's that time already. Dawn's breaking.
夕焼けの雄大さも素敵だけれど、夜明け前のひそやかさはまた格別ね。
Oh, she said YoaMae! Roll the credits! I don't know what I'm doing. Feena stands beside me.
達也とこんな時間を過ごせるなんて夢のようだわ。
You know what's still like... What's like the fucking funniest image? That's just previewed on my desktop. I don't know why this is so hilarious to me. This is from the time I played XCOM 2, because I entirely blame fucking Scott for that. And I also like grabbed the weird like, yes, you can turn people into mechs if you want to mod that Scott also had. Because, yeah, it's fun. And it's so fucking funny, like, hey, high five! Or just like, fuck. The best part was that this man was a fucking Templar mech, which I wasn't in Scott's campaign. I was like one of the weird like alien dudes who had like the weird grappling hook. So, and even after I and basically I was like, hey, let me become the mech. And sadly it was a case of, yes, I became the mech, but I couldn't like walk and then punch, as a lot of the as like almost all classes that had melee attacks could. Like basically I couldn't walk like 2 action points and punch in a movement. I had to walk, like I could only use 1 action point to actually walk and then punch. I couldn't actually dash and punch, like, because the rangers could like actually dash and then like attack. So it was actually quite a fucking nerf for that, but at the same time, if someone got close to me and tried to move away from me, I immediately fucking punched the shit out of them. So I was I was more of a bulwark really. But this one, Nigele, that name was randomized, by the way. McGregor wasn't randomized. I actually went out of my way to make fucking McGregor. And Nigella was actually like a Templar bot, and by God, he was busted. It was actually disgusting. Felt bad for using him. Makes me really happy knowing that you feel that way.
Tatsuya.
You know, purchase me. To a distance, we could almost touch. To a distance, from a distance where we could almost touch, to a distance where it seems we could come into contact at any time. Finally, to a distance that's only allowed for the 2 of us. And feel Feena's heat through the small gap between us. It warms my deepest depth, and it warms the deepest depths of my heart. Feena, I love you. There we go.
私もあなたが好きだわ。達也。
You think they added this walk because originally there was a fucking H scene here? Feena gazes at me. She wants us to kiss. can feel it.
達也
Feena. Gently close in on her lips. And close her eyes. Lips soft yet tense. How many times have I kissed her now? I've kissed her over and over, but strange enough, I never feel like I've had enough. Her lips part. They're heart-rendingly hot. For just a moment, she looks reluctant to part from me. Feena, you look like kissing, don't you? You look
好
surprised.
きな人とのキスよ。嫌いなわけがないわ。キスは好きな男の人と女の人がするもの。そう教えてくれた人がいるの。
Feena smiles. I recall in my mind the scene I saw in my dreams. It was that cute girl I kissed in the Lunarian residential district. That girl grew up beautifully. She's now right in front of me, smiling. See, so remember that.
ええ。
Feena looks fondly at
だ
me.
から私はあなたとしかキスをしたことがないし、これからもしないわ。
Feena presses me for another kiss after saying that. I love you, Feena.
私もよ。達也。
Our lips slowly come into contact, like we were confirming each other's existence, like we were sharing the happiness of having our relationship approved. We kiss over and over. A strong light enters my view. The morning sun reveals itself. The dark night dissolves. Whoops. Feena gasps.
素敵な空の色。
It's the color of lapis lazuli, the
地
dawning
球で
blue.
はそう呼ぶのね。
Feena gazes at the horizon, smiling
この
wildly.
空の色はきっと一生忘れないと思う。
Let me save! Yeah, me neither. Then we fall into silence. The morning sun reveals its figure moment by moment, colors its surroundings. It's a fitting scene for the start of a brand new day with a radiance that makes me feel like I'm starting a new life. The Lunar Princess who suddenly showed up at our house. She's noble, honest, single-minded, a hard worker. Balances her strengths and weaknesses. And I saw her as a woman. Might not be treading on an even path. But we finally have our relationship approved. It's the dawn of the 3rd month since Feena came to Earth. First dawn that we shared together. Aria. Ending credits. There's no extra specific ending credit sequence. That's kind of disappointing. I'm gonna turn off the music real quick because the person replied with their dad joke. People who sell only meat are gross, but people who sell fruits and veggies with it are grosser. Do you feel the pain? Do you feel it? You better feel it, because I am feeling it, and I don't like it. Please, I beg you! Sorry about that. I saw some art that reminded me of that. Damn, you have some nice thumbs. Mind if I take them? Wednesday, 8th, 9, and fuck. Hmm. Funny is this person should post this. Bottle it all up. Don't tell anybody your issues. Let it all come crashing down on you. There's always someone who has it worse than you. Deal with your problems yourself. And it's like follow it by like the fucking mega Chad. Give. Like, yes, fitting. Anyways, 3 days after our test, Cotton heads for the moon. Her objective, of course, is to propose my relationship with Feena. The airport is deeper into the embassy. Permission is needed to get into the embassy, of course. Nobody else has it.
カレン、よろしく頼むわね。
We'll leave it to you.
かしこまりました。
そう、これを持ってきたの。
Feena takes out a white cloth from her bag. Something is wrapped in it.
何でしょう。
Feena opens the bag with her supple fingers. It's a pendant with a lapis lazuli gem inside. It has the same design as the gem on Feena's dress. But this one looked far deeper and more radiant. Its presence takes my breath away.
母様の形見よ。きっと母様もカレンを見守ってくれています。朗報を期待しているわ。
A joyful look appears on Cotton's face, one that I've never seen before. The respect and affection she has for the previous queen is extraordinary.
はい。必ずや縁談をまとめてまいります。
Nason takes a step forward.
気をつけてね、カレン。
ありがとう。
Both Nason and Cotton have stiff looks. She's going to try to get our relationship approved by the king and the other aristocrats. And Cotton is entrusted with finding a husband for Feena. It's a considerably difficult job.
可能な限り早く吉報をお届けできるようにします。それまでは地球での生活をお楽しみください。
ええ、そうさせてもらうわ。
さやか、お二人のことを頼みました。
任せておいて。トラブルのないようしっかりと務めさせてもらうわ。
もっとも初めからトラブルがなければ私が月へ行く必要はなかったのだけれど。
カレン、意地悪を言わないで。
Nason looks awkward.
感謝しているということよ。
Cotton gives a heartwarming smile.
お二人とも節度を守ってお願いします。私がいないからといって羽目を外されては困りますよ。
誰に物を言っているの、カレン。
No mistakes will happen. Cotton grins after we say
それ
that.
では私は失礼します。
After bowing, Cotton turns back and goes far into the lobby. The retreating figure is filled with energy and spirit.
さてと、退去の手続きをしてくるから、二人は少し待っていて。
Got it.
よろしくね。
Nason disappears undoubtedly in the direction of an office.
では、私たちも行きましょうか。
Sure. Grasps Feena's hand tight. Squeezes mine back. So Feena's study abroad is extended. It's about 20 days left of summer break. There's about 20 days left of summer break. We haven't decided on what we plan to do, but I'm sure even the time spent making a schedule will be fun if I'm with Feena. Have you thought up a schedule, Feena?
いえ、今のところは何も。でも、一つだけ決めていることがあるの。
Feena stops moving. What?
毎日、達也と一緒にいるわ。
Having said that, Feena stands on her tiptoes and goes for it. Come on, you could at least show us an after credit scene where he's the king. Mia Clematis route unlocked, Asagiri Mai route unlocked, Natsuki route unlocked. Motherfucker, you could have fucking let me see them. And we got a CG viewer, so I don't actually need to like watch out to grab all of them anymore. Let me see what the fuck routes were unlocked. So Mia, Asagiri Mai, Takamizawa Natsuki, Hozumi Sayaka, Toyama Midori, Estelle Frisia, and Wreathlet Noel. But Wreathlet Noel you only get after you clear every other routes first, and then you get the true route. The true end for completing every route. You know, I will actually be upset if they said, okay, like, here's the true ending, and it shows, like, him as, like, the king on the moon with Mary to Feena. Because, yes, make us play Feena's route first, and then make the true route the fucking ending to that. I would actually be mad. Actually, I have no fucking clue what the true end is supposed to be at this point. Anyways, I guess next up would be... whom would we do next? I guess... either... Natsuki, I guess? If I'm gonna do anyone, I guess. I feel like Mia's gonna have similar drama. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Just want to see you next time. Bye-bye. See ya.